Hey, what's good with you, my YouTube family? I just want to come at y'all this morning. I had a couple of thoughts on my mind. So I've been seeing a few headlines, and I see that the New Jersey Nets have added Mike, Dan, Tony to the staff. I also see that Steve Nash has added Amari Stoudemire to the staff. So I just wanted to give you a couple of quick thoughts on how I feel about this situation. So first and foremost, everybody is saying that, oh, it's over with. Kyrie gonna be healthy. Kevin Durant gonna be healthy. The young Brooklyn Nets have a hell of a team. Now they got good coaching. And first of all, I'm gonna say this: Steve Nash, I'm sure, has a brilliant coaching mind. I'm sure he does have a brilliant coaching mind. He was an elite point guard in the NBA for the stint that he was in there. Even though I will say that a couple of his MVPs, one should have went to probably LeBron, another one should have went to Kobe, but that's a subject for another video. But what I will say is this: sometimes when you don't have success, when you doesn't have experience, in a situation, you bring around other people that do have experience who can kind of show you the ropes and help you out. There's nothing wrong with that. And I believe that's why he brought in, D'Antoni. D'Antoni has plenty of head coaching experience, from most recent Houston Rockets, as well as the Phoenix Suns. He's the one who came up with this 7 seconds or less rule to try to score so quick. And now Stoudemire and Nash were the first two players to actually play in that system under D'Antoni. But I'm going to tell you what I think the problem is and what the problem will be. And I could be wrong, but see, there's a reason why Michael Jordan hasn't always been the most successful NBA executive. It's because you surround yourself by yes men. When you surround yourself by yes men, your homies, your friends, people that's not going to tell you no. People that's not going to tell you when you're wrong. See, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan were once great friends. And Charles Barkley had a critique of Michael Jordan. And once Charles Barkley critiqued Michael Jordan never been friends with him again, because that's how Michael Jordan is. If you don't kiss his ass, then he don't want you around him. So now Steve Nash has gone out here and surrounded himself with yes men, because D'Antoni is a good friend. Stoudemire, a great friend. So you automatically going out and grabbing people that automatically agree with your style and your philosophy, because it's D'Antoni's style and D'Antoni's philosophy. And I don't know how successful that's going to be. Now, we already see what Kyrie has done to other teams. It's not like Kyrie has led other teams to championships or to finals. Actually, he's been a detriment. Only time he's ever done something is when he had the likes of LeBron James on his team. So when LeBron been on Kyrie's team, he's been very successful. But if you count any time, all the years before LeBron James came, how successful was Kyrie? He wasn't successful at all. He was not successful at all. And then when he went to Boston, Boston did better and reached further than they did with Kyrie. So don't act like Kyrie is some kind of juggernaut who's gonna, because with Kevin Durant, he like LeBron James, is somebody who needs the ball in his hands. Probably not as much as LeBron. KD can play off the ball, but you're going to see a lot of isolation. And that's the thing about Kyrie. He can get others involved, but I wouldn't even call him the traditional point guard, because he plays so much isolation ball. So for you guys to say they're going to get out and run and do this 7-second thing and all that, that's all fair and well. But how are you going to play in the half court offense? I mean, everybody can run and gun. The Lakers is one of the best in the league to run and gun. But how's that going to play in a half-court set? And you got to realize people need to mesh. People need to mesh their first year together. So they haven't played with KD. They haven't played with Kyrie. So they're going to all have to mesh together and see how that works. Now, you got other teams that's been more tenured together. Milwaukee, for an example, Miami, for an example. So there's going to be teams out east that is, of course, going to give them fits. And then, not to mention, you don't even know if Kevin Durant is going to come back 100% healthy, because when you go out with an Achilles tear like that, you see what happened to DeMarcus Cousins, and you see what happened to Kobe Bryant. And that's why I say LeBron James is one of the greatest ever, because of his ability to stay healthy, what the time and effort he puts into his body. I know they're going to be flukish injuries and things like that, but Kevin Durant should have never brought himself back. And let's just be honest, if he wouldn't have came back that game when he was already injured with the calf injury, then more than likely he wouldn't have torn his Achilles. So, a lot of these teams want you to go out and sacrifice, but what are they willing to sacrifice for you? So, I'm not a Kevin Durant hater. I felt bad when that happened. I actually wanted Golden State to get that three-peat, because they really deserved it. And I mean, a lot of people want to put an asterisk on LeBron rings. They need to put an asterisk on Kawhi rings, because there's no way in hell Toronto Raptors would have beat Golden State if Golden State had been fully healthy with Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant. But back to this New Jersey Nets thing, this is going to be very, very interesting to see. I'm ready to get the season started just to see how things are going to play out in the East for them. Now, all this time, y'all said the East is weak, da-da-da-da. So if the East is so weak, then we better see Kevin Durant coming out of the East at the end of the season, making it all the way to the playoffs. I want to see what's going to happen. So anyway, my main point of this video is Steve Nash hiring all these yes men around him. I don't think it's going to be to his advantage. Now, D'Antoni does have a great basketball mind, and so does Nash. But at the end of the day, you got to have some people that's willing to challenge you. Like you look on the Lakers bench and you see Jason Kidd. He's not going to just sit up here and do everything that Vogel says. He's going to challenge him. He's going to say, well, I saw this, or I saw that. It's not about running up behind you and just agreeing with everything that you're saying. You got to have a versatile bench. Most assistant coaches that have a versatile bench are the ones that's very successful. Look at all the times Mo Cheeks has been an assistant coach in OKC and things of that nature when they were very successful. So that's some of the things that you do have to realize. So Steve Nash, a lot of people may not know, but he was working with the Golden State Warriors as a consultant. So he spent a lot of time with KD, and I'm sure they built a relationship. And of course, KD probably signed off on it. And Kyrie and KD being good friends, he's going to sign off on it too. Now, it's a difference between being a consultant and actually being the head coach and being the person who has to be in charge of the timeouts, be in charge of the substitutions, be in charge of the rotations, knowing what to do in clutch situations, knowing if you should challenge a play, all the things that coaches have to do. And of course, that's why I'm sure he has D'Antoni to help him out in that nature. But at any time, there could be some friction involved. Let's say D'Antoni isn't a yes man. Let's say D'Antoni disagrees with him. Let's see how that's going to play itself out. Because at the end of the day, when you got a first-time head coach, there's going to be some kinks that need to be worked out. And I don't see that it just being an instant success when you have a first-time head coach like that. But anyway, that was just my thoughts on that situation regarding the Brooklyn Nets. I got some more thoughts or some more different headlines that I saw that I'll be coming back at you guys a little bit later on. But I just really want to point that out, especially with everybody saying that the Brooklyn Nets are just automatically the next champions. I can make another video that'll go more in detail into why I think they will not even make it out of the Eastern Conference. But that's a tale for another day. But once again, this is just me giving you my thoughts on the NBA this morning. And as always, it's Be New. I'm saying right on to the real. Y'all go ahead and hit that subscriber bell. Let's get these subscribers up. Let's get it sharing. Let's start a movement. We want to challenge these talking heads who claim they know so much about basketball. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, Be New, right on to the real, death to the fakers. Hashtag let's start a movement, baby. I'm out.